Good morning. Dirty Tank in here. Glad you could join me on this chilly December 4th morning. It's about 7 o'clock. I'm on the back porch, waking up with my coffee. I decided I'd throw something together. Now, in case you're wondering what this is, the big new thing that's out right now is the Ziss bubble filter. That thing's pretty cool. The media is very tiny. It's a very tiny filter, and I don't know that they have other sizes. I think that they do not have other sizes. So, we're going to take this massive thing. I have no idea what it's called. I wish I did. I don't. It just says lifeguard on the bottom of it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's all I know about this thing. I know that it's watertight. It's got a seal right here under this ring. The lid pops off. And I think that I could turn this into a bigger, way better fluidized filter. It's going to take some tinkering, take some figuring out. I think we can figure this thing out though. When we're done, it's going to be pretty damn cool. This thing's huge. I mean, this thing's massive. This is a good 1.5 feet long probably. It's as long as my torso. I'm not that small of a dude. So, I'm putting together the plan. Because this has to go out of a tank. It's too big to go in most tanks. So as I'm sitting here thinking about this thing, I realized I thought I had it all figured out. And then I realized that air is usually pumped into these. And this has to be outside of the tank. Basically in a closed system for it to work. Air's not going to work in here. So that threw me for a loop. And yesterday, I was thinking on it. I thought, well, what if this end sunk straight down onto the top of a canister filter? And this became an add-on to a canister filter. And let the water pressure put a small plastic plate down there at an angle so that the water pressure comes up and kind of starts to roll. And then it'll hit the backside of this plate and get cast up again into a new stream with some sponge up top possibly. Another thing I want to do is put some sponge somewhere, I'm thinking, in the bottom and in the top of this thing. I don't know. Still designing it. Truth be told, I haven't figured. I thought I had it, and then I really started thinking about it, and there's a lot of engineering that goes into some jazz like this. I'm no engineer, but we're gonna figure this thing out. So, the first project on Dirty Tanking, we'll be taking this, turning it into something useful that's not a pain in the ass. So, that's the mission. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like when we're done. I hope it functions. I hope we can pull this off. Because I think it would be really cool to have a massive fluidized filter. It's badass like K1 media in here. That's the plan, folks. That's the plan. With any luck, we'll figure it out. So, disassemble this thing real fast one time so you can see what it is before I call this video a wrap. Shit, wrong way. There we go. Alright, so the lock ring unscrews. Lid pops off. That's the seal I was telling you about. Makes her watertight. And that's it. That's the whole shim. There's pegs in there. Hey, what's up? There's some pegs in there at the bottom. I think that's going to be used to hold some foam in place. So far, I think that this is going to be used upside down. Or, I don't know if it's upside down or right side up. Couldn't tell you. But if you've got any ideas, let me know. I've got a few myself, but I don't think that drilling a hole in here is going to be the way to go. At least not with any of the ideas I've had. I don't think it would be a good idea to break the fact that this is sealed. Sorry. Allergies with the weather change, I'm all runny. So, if you have any ideas, drop me in the comments below. Let's figure this thing out together. At the end, I'd like to see something sweet, something sick, something that doesn't exist yet, something massive that can get it done. You know what I mean? This would be something like for, I don't know, probably cichlid tanks, dirty, messy eaters, overcrowded, overpopulated tanks, shit like that. Also, what else could this be turned into? Aside from just a fluidized moving bed filter, you know what I mean? Like, what else can this thing be? Let me know what you think. I mean, could this turn into like a tiny sump? Is that possible? The water flows in and gets cast through so many channels before it gets sent back out. I mean, probably not. Doesn't actually sound efficient now that I say it, but it's just an idea. Throw me some ideas. Let me see what you got. And I'll get back with you here in a couple days after some figuring, some planning, and I'll show you what I got. So, that's what that is, folks. I think I'm going to wrap this video up here, and before I go, let me just say welcome to my new channel. I'm really excited about having Dirty Tankin' fired up. Had a channel before, but the content on that channel was all over the place, and some of it I didn't find appropriate for the fish community viewers. Yeah. So, let's take this here piece of plastic, let's take this here channel, let's make some cool things happen. Alright, y'all.